Are Facebook ads dead for pressure washing businesses in 2023? That's what I want to talk about in today's video, especially with the season getting ready to start peaking this spring. I know a lot of you guys are going to want to start running Facebook ads or hiring somebody to run Facebook ads, but we need to have a conversation about Facebook ads. Now, in short, asking the questions, are Facebook ads worth it for your pressure washing business in 2023? And that's an important distinction. The short answer is maybe. So personally, I will almost always prioritize, if the budget is very limited, I will always prioritize Google ads over Facebook ads. But in previous videos, like I've talked about, even if you have a website, that doesn't mean that you should run Google ads, because there are a lot of things to consider before you run Google ads. And so when guys reach out to me, they'll say something like, "Hey Sean, like I'd really like to start running Facebook ads. Can you help me? Can you guys run them? Or can you point me in the direction of resources that will help me learn how to run Facebook ads?" I always take a look at their website first, because I ask them, like, have you considered running Google ads first? And then oftentimes they're like, no, I don't know how. Facebook ads seemed easier, something along those lines. And then I'll take a look at their website. Now, if they have a website that I think is adequate enough to run Google ads, we'll have a conversation about why they may want to run Google ads over Facebook ads. Obviously, if the website's not up to par, then you can have the perfect the best Google ad campaign in the world, but if that traffic's being sent to a crappy site, it's never going to convert, right? But something that I get asked quite often is why I prefer Google ads over Facebook ads. And I know this video isn't about the two of them. I just wanted to kind of get this out of the way. But the reason that I prefer Google ads is for a couple of reasons, but the most important one is that the intent is there. If a homeowner needs roof cleaning or gutter cleaning and they go to Google and they type in roof cleaning company or gutter cleaning company or pressure washing company, they're looking for a company to call to get an estimate because they want the work done. Versus on Facebook, 9 out of 10 times, this is a homeowner that's not directly searching for pressure washing related services. They just happen to come across a compelling ad, a before and after picture of concrete cleaning, and they just happen to interact with the ad because they have some interest of like, well, how much would this cost, kind of thing. And so what you end up with is, yeah, the cost per lead is significantly cheaper on Facebook. It can be $5, $6, $7. The problem is you got to go through 6, 7 messages before you may get something that's worthwhile. And now we have lots of clients that we run Facebook ads for that the campaigns do very well, but again, it takes going through lots of messages. You have to understand that you can't handle these like you would normal leads. And there's something here I want to backtrack on, especially with a lot of marketers out there posting in Facebook groups talking about, I get my clients leads for $7 using Facebook ads. You guys have to understand that there's a differentiating factor between the quality of a lead that you're going to get from a yard sign, from Google ads, from Angie's List. That's probably a whole other conversation. But leads on Facebook are not necessarily leads. They're very, very low intent. So please take that with a grain of salt. If you see somebody posting that they're getting leads for $5 or $6, even if it's another washer, just take it with a grain of salt. Understand. And guys, like at this point, I've probably spent well over $3 million across hundreds of pressure washing campaigns. Like, I know what works, I know what doesn't, and I know what you should expect when running your Facebook ads. So there's not really a good, at least not one that I found out, there's not really a good solution to only finding people who are looking for your service in that particular moment. There's strategies out there that you could employ where you drive a lot of traffic to your website, then retarget that traffic, but I'm not going to get into that in this video. But assuming that you don't have a website, or that you have a website that's not really good enough for Google ads, and you still want to get leads and you want to try your hand at Facebook ads, I want to give you guys some tangible tips of things that you need to do if you're actually going to be running your own Google. But this video is not about how to run Facebook ads for pressure washing or tips for that, although I have a video out on my YouTube channel where I actually walk you through how to set up a Facebook pressure washing ad campaign. I will link that. And then just recently I came out with a tip video on things that you should make sure that you do when you're creating your Facebook ad campaigns. I'm going to link both of those videos down in the description. That way, if you're just super adamant that you're going to run Facebook ads no matter what, I want to make sure that you guys have the necessary resources in order to do that. Also, really quickly, guys, all of this content that I put out here on YouTube is absolutely free. I do it because I want to help you guys grow. All that I ask in return is if you don't mind hitting the subscribe button. It really, really, really helps my channel grow. Now, inherently, one of the other big things that I really do not like about Facebook ads, especially if you're running your own Facebook ad, not necessarily from an agency's perspective that knows exactly what they're doing. The problem is that most of you guys will not do it in a way where you're trying to create a winning ad, and let me explain exactly what I mean. So when we create a campaign, a Facebook ad campaign for pressure washing, generally we will launch anywhere from like 3 to 6 to 7 ads depending on the ad budget, right? Most of you, when you try your hand at Facebook ads, you're going to put up one image or one video with one set of copy, and you're just going to kind of throw it out there and hope for the best. And that is not how Facebook ads should work, right? Because let's assume that ad that you've created will get you messages at $15 or $16. Well, like I spoke about earlier, those messages are very, very low intent. You need high numbers in order to get some quality there, right? So you really need to be aiming to get it down to like $5 or $6 per message. And the problem is if you're just running one ad, you're never going to reach that. So the reason that we charge monthly when we run our clients' Facebook ad campaigns is because we're actively changing the ads and adding things to them all the time. And I want to explain that because I don't want you to take that out of context. Please just don't go in and start changing your ads around. So what I mean by this is, let's say we launch a campaign and it's got 5 or 6 ads to it, right? So 5 or 6 images, or 3 images, 2 videos, and a graphic, or something to that extent, 1 ad copy. What we will do is over the course of a week or two, what will happen is homeowners will interact with 1 or 2 or 3 of those at a much better rate than the others. So some of those ads might have a cost per message of $9, some of them might have a cost per message of $25. And what we do is we slowly start turning off the ads, the ones that are having a high cost per message, and we get down to about maybe 2 or 3 ads that are, around the $15 to $9 mark. And then we start testing different variables. We'll start testing different ad copies. So we will duplicate those ads, and then we'll test maybe 3 different ad copies, right? And then we figure out which one of these ad copies homeowners really like to interact with more, and maybe we bring that cost per message down to $7 or $6. And then we might test different audiences. So we might try females versus males, or if you have a big enough service area, we'll try this half of the city versus this half of the city. Our goal here is to continue to funnel this ad and test different variables of this ad in order to get the lowest cost per message. Because if you can get down to $4 or $5 and you're spending $30 a day, I mean, we're talking about 6 messages a day, you're likely to get one really good lead out of that. And that's the important thing. But that's why I also dislike these, Facebook ads. If you don't know what you're doing and you're trying to run your own, is it can be very alluring to just quickly throw money at this and create one ad. But I promise you, if you just throw up one ad, it is highly unlikely that you're going to get an extremely low cost per message, and you're just going to feel like you're burning lots of money. And again, if I go back to the comparison of Facebook ads versus Google ads, at least when we run Google ads for our clients on, websites that we've developed, are really nice websites, our cost per lead is anywhere from $40 to $50, right? Even if your cost per lead is, say, $10 over on Facebook, or cost per message is like $10, you're still likely to have to get to 6 or 7 messages before you get something that's even relevantly close to what you want. But you have to, have these conversations back and forth with these homeowners on Messenger, versus if you're running Google ads, somebody looks for the service, they pick up the phone, they call you, it's a done deal, right? There's not that back and forth. There's not that low intent of, haggling on price and all that other stuff. Now, what I will say is, because I know a lot of you guys that watch my videos, you're newer companies, or you're thinking about getting started, you're kind of at that early stages of your pressure washing businesses. I will tell you what Facebook ads is extremely great for is for those of you that have more established companies that may be running 2 trucks, maybe doing in the ballpark of $200,000 to $500,000 a year. What Facebook ads are really great for is for brand awareness ads. Now, obviously, if you're running brand awareness ads for your pressure washing company, more often than not, those campaigns are not going to result in a direct lead, right? So brand awareness ad campaigns on Facebook you can think of them kind of like digital billboards, right? So billboards or radio ads or TVs or TV commercials, things like that. Like putting up a billboard, generally, it's not necessarily going to convert to direct leads. But what brand awareness ads does is that, you're showing your ads to a very big group of people, and it's very, 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 very inexpensive to run brand awareness ads. It's like less than a penny per impression. Impression means how many times somebody sees your ad. So to kind of give you a rough estimate of this metric is, let's say you were spending $500 a month, relatively low budget, on brand awareness ads. Well, that ad would roughly reach 50,000 people in your service area in that month. Over the course of 3 months, you're talking close to 150 to 200,000 people that will have seen your ad over and over and over and over again. And again, so the direct result of this is probably not going to be a message, like you would expect in, typical Facebook ad campaigns that we talk about when we're talking about pressure washing lead generation. But the thing that it does is all of these people are seeing this ad, and in 2 months from now, when that homeowner needs pressure washing services, you're more likely to be the company that comes to the front of their brain because they've seen all of your brand awareness ads. And brand awareness ads can be served everywhere. They can be served on Facebook stories, they can be served in the marketplace, they can be served on Instagram reels, Instagram feeds, Facebook feeds. Brand awareness ads can be served everywhere. So if you have a high enough budget, you can really spam people with your brand awareness ads. And again, the objective of this campaign is not for there to be a message, but it's to make people aware of your brand so that when they need pressure washing services, you're the first company that comes to mind. But obviously the downside to brand awareness ads is that most of you are not in a position where you're able to sink $500 to $1,000 a month on something that may not pan out for a few months. And I understand that's probably why you clicked on this video, because I'm titling this video, "Are Pressure Washing Facebook Ads Dead in 2023?" And for the most part, I would say yes. With an asterisk. Again, if you don't have a website, or your website is very poor and you cannot afford to have a professional website built, then Facebook ads could be a good option. But for those of you that you have the means to have a nice website, or you already have a nice website, I would forego going with anything related to Facebook ads, because I think that the dollar for dollar is going to be better spent in Google ads, assuming that you know what you're doing, or you're working with a company that knows what they're doing. But that's all that I have for you guys in today's video. I hope this content really helps you guys out, and I will catch you guys in the next video.